right. Moving right along. Let's go to the big topics of the day. State of gaming. State of gaming is actually the beefiest segment this week, and I'm proud of it because the name of the show is Joystick Maverick. First thing joystick, next thing everything else. Okay. Not too often does it actually happen, but man, it's good. And once again, though, I'd like to call out the fortune-telling abilities of this team and this crew, because Ubisoft, yeah, they're under investigation by TAFEP. TAFEP stands for the Tripartite Alliance for Fair and Progressive Employment Practices out of Singapore. That's right. Out of Singapore.
That's in Asia.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Geography with Dom.
Yeah. New podcast coming from Joystick Maverick. The studio currently working on Skull and Bones is being investigated by a national watchdog for fair and progressive employment practices over claims of sexual harassment and workplace discrimination. TAFEP, which I've already slandered their name a little bit, told the Straits Times that on July 23rd, it had received anonymous feedback to media articles about allegations of workplace harassment and unfair treatment at Ubisoft's Singapore studio. What I think is horrific is not just what happened or allegedly happened at the Singapore studios of Ubisoft, is that this actually sounds less horrific than things that happened at Activision and Blizzard.
Which is just getting worse every day.
Right?
Now more and more.
Right. I don't want to skate over it. That's all the details we have right now is allegations and a little bit of like jiggery pokery. Like there it is. We kind of there's things are going on there. But I think there's actually been further developments in the Activision Blizzard relationship. And I know you guys were talking about it before I hopped on. So if you have any insight, please feel free to share because that was definitely news to me.
So this actually just came up in a Discord chat that I've got running with some of the folks that I game with right before I hopped on here, who are big Blizzard stans. You know, they've been playing these games for 20 years and still play the 20-year-old games, but like not just WoW. They're big Diablo heads and everything. Like I was never too big into Blizzard related stuff outside of, you know, like Warcraft and some StarCraft here and there. But apparently, rumor has it, and a lot of it comes from this one online personality, Riker, that Activision is going to dissolve Blizzard and turn it into a like new studio called Activision Insight. But also in the process of all of this, supposedly they're planning to strip their publishing name from the Call of Duty franchise and take it off of Battle.net.
So I've got a lot of opinions.
But they're renaming McCree.
Yeah, I want to hear Dom's take first. I want to hear Dom's take first.
So yeah, no, I read the same thing, and if you watch the Call of Duty announcement trailer from Gamescom, all that
Vanguard,
there is no Activision, anywhere in that. And yeah, it seems like Activision is just on fire perpetually, and things just keep happening. The other thing that just happened is that McCree, who is a character from Overwatch, he's like a gunslinger. They're renaming that character because he's named after a Blizzard employee who's at part of the center of this controversy.
And has just recently left the company.
Yeah, just recently left the company. So they're renaming McCree.
Man.
So none of their games.
But that's one of the things. That's one of the things. Renaming McCree. That the fan push for that happened around the same time that they were pushing to have the characters in WoW renamed as well.
Yeah.
But I think Blizzard slept on it for a little bit because Overwatch is kind of a dead game right now.
It's kind of in flux because Overwatch 2 is supposed to be coming out. None of their shit's being worked on right now, too. Like, WoW is at a full stop when it comes to development. They're trickling out information regarding 9.1.5. 9.2 is not even in development right now.
It's at its lowest player base of all time.
And I'm playing the shit out of it right now, and it seems empty. And
I hate to say it's going to come up again, Tom.
And apparently the player base is starting to reach levels of toxicity formerly only known to the Activision side of things with Call of Duty.
That's my biggest question mark, right? Like, so Blizzard has, granted, a checkered past with appropriateness, but if you're Activision, like, why are you going to dissolve the Blizzard brand and then turn right around and then double down, name it after yourself as Activision Insight? Like, why would you? I don't get that. I mean, maybe to them, maybe the fallout to them is like Blizzard actually is the more tarnished brand, and Activision is the one that's kind of like sticking out the most. And I'm making like a reference in my brain to like the show Entourage. And granted, you just heard a white guy reference Entourage. That's fair. It is 2021. It came out the year I graduated high school, so sue me. But there was a big brand that was trying to take over a little brand, and you keep the bigger name, sure, but arguably Blizzard's a huge flipping brand. I mean, it's got 2 decades plus of content, right? Like, why would you explode that? Do you think that that's really what everybody's concerned about? Is the name? It's definitely not the name that's a problem. It's the actions of people in leadership and all that kind of, like, you can't, like, blowing up a name is like painting over mold, right? Like, I just changed the name of the thing. No, it's still mold, but now it's just a different color. Like, what are you talking about, man?
The only thing that I think is happening, if this is even true, because this seems completely crazy. Like right now, I mean, and crazier things have happened in the last year or so. I mean, we spent a year in lockdown because of a pandemic. But this seems to me as if this actually is happening, Activision comes out and is like, hey, we fucked up. Blizzard fucked up. We're nuking and repaving the whole thing. Like, it from top to bottom.
So
leadership and all that.
So this is one of the things that we were also talking about on the side, was just, this comes across as Activision's way of saying, like, this was all Blizzard. And Bobby Kotick, who we call Bobby Blizzard, with our little bot that we created for Discord, the general consensus is, Activision makes more money off of Call of Duty than anything else that they own. So anything that they can do to distance themselves and point the fingers at Blizzard helps them. And the reason that we think that, I mean, as many issues as there might be with the community right now in WoW, just go into any lobby for a Call of Duty game and just,
it's fucking toxic.
Just listen to the shit that gets said.
Yeah.
It's a Venn diagram of the exact same people that probably worked at Blizzard doing this awful shit. And that Venn diagram's a circle. Like, they the people that are playing Call of Duty don't care.
That's
about
definitely fair.
And if you took Activision's name off of Vanguard, the people that are going to buy the Call of Duty games don't even know or care that it's Activision in the first place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're definitely not looking for brand there. It's the, I mean brand as far as the development shop. They're looking at brand as far as the game.
So Activision can certainly save a lot of face by just, like Dom said, just nuking Blizzard to the ground, pointing the fingers all at them and saying, look, we took care of it.
All they're really going to do is punt it. I mean, it's at the end of the day, truth will out. If it's still people just being just complete pieces of garbage, we're going to hear about it again. And we're going to, it'll be, instead of episode 18, it'll be episode 118. And we're like, and then we'll cut a clip now to when we all predicted this, and then we're like, man, remember how that show used to look? We got so much better looking. But anyway, hopefully Ubisoft Singapore, actually gets wrapped up.
Fuck.
The irony is, you say something happy, this is flipping terrifying. Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, big special event. This is a blurb from The Verge. Bungie has officially taken the wraps off of the next major expansion for Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, which will continue the story of sci-fi space series and see players finally face off against Savathun. Savathun, thank you, Matthew, the titular Witch Queen. Look. She's got ribs on her shoulders.
H.R. Geiger. Yeah.
She's got ribs on her shoulders.
Just
Shit's dope, dude.
She's
Dude,
spooky.
This shit's
terrifying.
super dope.
I can't wait to see people cosplay as her.
Yeah, like fucking 12 feet tall and shit.
Right?
Yeah, I can't wait to see
Fucking
Dwight Schrute just roll into Dunder Mifflin. Just with his shoulders flexed out high. It'd be great. So Dom, you did watch this event, correct? So if you want to give us a rundown. I know I've got some details on the expansion itself, but I want to kind of get first off your take on the event and how it was presented, because we're in that world of the pandemic, COVID, and yada yada.
Yeah.
So I want to see how something as big as the Destiny 2 event kind of played out. Most of the events that I'm used to, Fortnite, are cartoony and it's all like interactive and yay, there's Superman, there's Batman, there's some plugs for advertising. How was this? Because it's obviously not the same by any means.
So they've been building hype for this for over a month. They announced that there was a showcase around the time the E3 dropped. So over actually a couple months at this point, where they were like, hey, we're going to show Witch Queen in August 24th, and it's going to coincide with the new season. So this premiered on Tuesday, the 24th at noon. The new season of Destiny started at 1 that same day. So they came in and they're like, hey, we're going to show you all the new shit that's coming out, and we're going to talk about the future of the game. And Bungie is really good at doing that. Credit where credit is due. They really know how to tell the stories of their games all the way back in Marathon and Halo and all of that universe. So essentially, it was an hour-long presentation of the Witch Queen, the next expansion they talked a little bit about, which is called Lightfall, after the Witch Queen. And then they announced the last expansion, which the name is completely escaping me right now. And that's supposed to end this story. Now, they did say that it's not going to end Destiny 2, but this saga is going to end after the Lightfall expansion, that final expansion. Highlights of this, Savathun has been a character that's been prevalent in the Destiny universe since Destiny 1. She is
the sister of Oryx, the main villain in the original
from Taken King.
Taken King, yeah.
Yeah, so she's been kind of like pulling the strings. She's had a lot of hands in the last Wish raid. There's been a lot of lore about her, and it's really cool that it's all coming to head. And Bungie's been exceptional at storytelling here. And, you know, the first mission of the new season, I played it, and it pushed the story forward even more. And I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's awesome.
It's actually good. Before we get any further, this, by the way, here on Joystick Maverick, when the hand is up, those watching at home, when the hand is up means we're about to spoil something. So if you see the hand up, spoil the content. The hand goes down, spoiling content is over. We will stick to this. Thank you. For those that just kind of tune in, if you've got kids at home, you don't want them to hear what we're about to say, this is the mute, unmute, mute, unmute. All right. I won't say our names at the beginning of the show, but I'll keep bringing this up. Sorry.
PJ, shout out PJ, who I play Destiny with, just posted in the chat that the next expansion is called The Final Shape, which is correct. So thanks, PJ. I appreciate that.
Thank you, PJ.
And okay, so a couple of big things from the reveal. They showed off Witch Queen. They're not doing another Darkness subclass, which everybody really thought they were going to do one that was kind of based on Thorn and Corruption. What they're doing is revamping the Void subclass, which is a light subclass, to kind of be in line with what they did with Stasis, with Fragments and everything, which is really awesome. So they're planning on doing that during year 5. They're bringing weapon crafting into the game, which is insane. Yes. As of right now, it's just you get a weapon and you farm for drops and you farm for the role that you want. Now you can actually craft weapons, and they're starting this with like javelin style weapon. I think they call it the glaive, which is like part, like a katana on a stick, like a naginata, which is really awesome. The next expansion takes place on the throne world of Savathun. It looks gorgeous. The new season started on Tuesday. It is a long season. It's actually running until February. So they're not, what everybody thought they were going to do was going to do another season in between this one and the expansion, because the expansion got pushed back from November to February. But they're just extending this from now until February 22nd when the expansion comes out. A raid is coming back from Destiny 1. They did not say which one was. My guess is it's either going to be the Dark Below, Crota's End, which is the second raid out of Destiny 1, or the Taken King one. And again, King's Fall, the raid there, which is a fan favorite of the Destiny series. And then the other thing that they talked about was Trials of Osiris, which is a really hot button issue. We talked a lot about Battle Eye last week, their anti-cheat, which is now live in the system. They are revamping the entire Trials of Osiris endgame PvP activity to where it's going to be a lot more accessible to casuals. And people
have you noticed any difference since the installation of that technology, or is it just kind of because you're such a purist and you don't hack? You're not a hacker.
It's
like, actually, I'm not getting shit done.
We're probably not going to see a difference in the cheating side of Destiny until Trials of Osiris comes back in September 10th, because that's where it was rampant on PC. You're not in normal Crucible going to see many cheaters. It was few and far between them, and it's non-existent on console because you can't. There's no modding on console. You can't, mess with the system files really, unless
at least not for Destiny, but there sure shit is for anything made by Activision.
Yeah.
That's
if you try hard enough.
Apparently, that's getting fixed too with Vanguard's release.
Mm-hmm.
They're bringing some new stuff to that as well.
But this is awesome. And the last thing I'll say is that they did a retrospect. This is the 30th anniversary of Bungie as a studio.
What the hell were they making 30 years ago?
That's what I'm saying.
Marathon?
I just counted my age. I was like, did they make golf?
Because I remember video games 30 years ago.
I didn't know they did the Oregon Trail. Holy shit.
But they're doing this whole event for Bungie's 30th anniversary, where in Destiny there's like themed armor and there's a themed dungeon.
So this is an in-game event, not like a physical person event where we should all try to attend.
It's an in-game event. And it's free to all players. There is like a premium version that's paid, that you could buy, like it's part of the season pass, or you buy in addition to the season pass, that gives you access to like a retrospective dungeon, which is pretty cool, that takes place in the Loot Cave, which is famous in Destiny 1, where people just sat in front of a cave on the Cosmodrome and shot at it for hours, literally hitting the same spot over and over again. But yeah, it looks cool. They're bringing like armor from Marathon.
Sounds thrilling.
Yeah, that was boring back in the day,
dude.
But
what?
people did it.
I don't even want to open that can of worms, because that just, to me, I don't know how it made it to Destiny 2 if Destiny 1 was just pegging a spot on a wall.
Well, no, you actually go in this, and they're doing a thing now.
They want to open it. I'm riffing here. I'm riffing. So Gamescom for Polygon, bunch of big stuff coming out of this. A lot of it, I'm very. So first off, I'm gonna slightly pat myself on the back here, because the reason we all got together in the first place, Joystick Maverick exists, is because I realized I didn't know shit about shit. I didn't know shit about shit. I didn't know it wasn't going to be shit. And as far as being in gaming at all, and I'm happy to inform you that I've learned something along the way. Here we are on episode 18, and I'm starting to pick up some words, some names, some things I understand. But I'm really proud to say that the very first thing on my list here, I knew before Joystick Maverick. I'd heard of Saints Row, and I remember that game, and I remember playing it all the time when I was supposed to be working at GameStop. It was awesome. Yeah, and I'm so happy to hear that Saints Row's getting a reboot.
Every game just got better and better, and like crazier and crazier. And then the last one almost fragged my old PC.
Like, what year is it? I don't care. I'm stoked about it. Like, this is
hell
awesome.
Yeah. I think it's better than Grand Theft Auto, but that's just
absolutely. Because here's the thing: if you want a 4-foot long purple dildo as a weapon, Saints Row had it
Where'd you go?
natively.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, you had to have a mod. I'll take the game that has it by default.
There you go.
Oh,
And
man.
they just pushed the
love it.
boundaries. They did, because it's the funny thing is, if you look at a lot of the like let's play videos for GTA, because it's all on GTA Online now.
Yeah.
You see nothing but endless mods that are reskinning the game to make it look like Saints Row.
Yeah.
I
Did you
said
play
what
the
to
third?
say it again.
Yeah.
What?
You played
Oh,
Saints
okay.
Row the third? Did you remember when you're in the helicopter and you're flying over the hotel?
Yeah.
And Kanye West's Power starts playing, and you jump out and you rocket launcher, and I'm like, dude, this is the game.
GTA did it first, and GTA did it really well. Saints Row did it better.
Yeah. For sure. Can't wait.
The next up on this list is Midnight Sun. So Marvel XCOM. We've got Blade in this. You got Doctor Strange, a couple of other notable Marvel characters. I don't know too much outside of this for as far as Midnight Suns. I'm not even heard of it. As far
Let
as
me tell you
lore.
who's really upset about this game. Mike Mahaffey is really pissed about it.
Shout out the man behind the intro song. I've got a lot of just positive comments coming in about that intro song. Mike, killed it, baby. You killed it.
Yeah.
The intro is dope.
Love
it's
it.
fire. It's been stuck in my head all day. Literally, I played it just to make sure I had it queued up for the show properly. I heard my wife humming it to my kid. That's how good it is. If this is going to be, the one thing we take away, we're just going to start making a new version of Coco Melon, and it's going to be with that song as a lead song. So, but I digress. So Midnight Suns. Oh, he's not happy about. Well,
no, he's not happy about
He's
it.
a perfectionist, man. He's a perfectionist.
No, he's not. He's not happy about the game. He's happy about the song.
Oh, Midnight Suns. Okay.
He ain't happy about Midnight
I'm
Suns.
banging on two different subjects. All right. So Midnight Suns. What's his beef? Where's the beef?
It's an XCOM game.
Yeah, I love XCOM games.
So do I. I'm with you, Sam. I love XCOM.
I want to know how you take a Marvel style game, like an XCOM style game, and throw Marvel heroes into it because there's permadeath. Are you really telling me that I'm going to lose all of my Marvel heroes? Because if you take that out, then it's not an XCOM game. There's no punishment. That's why I'm stuck on Wasteland 3 for the same reason. Because I don't want my whole team to die.
The next game listed, obviously, Halo Infinite release date and limited edition controller and console. So not only is it hard enough to get just a flipping normal brand new Xbox, now we've got a limited edition for Halo Infinite, which is probably the edition I would want anyways. But
I tried to pre-order it.
But damn.
Any luck?
Hell no. I got to the cart, hit checkout, sold out.
Damn.
Yeah. I think you breathed wrong and you didn't get this freaking console and controller.
So how much more expensive were they selling it for?
$50. It's $5.49.
Okay. So I was reading
imagine the
earlier
uptick
today,
on eBay.
I was reading earlier today that this might actually be kind of in tandem as an attempt to get to normalize that price point because semiconductors are getting so much more expensive.
Oh, they're gonna raise the Xbox Series X, huh?
That the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 are both probably gonna face price hikes. So $550 might become the new standard after this.
I mean,
I would pay $600. I just can't fucking get one.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, how is it not
people are
already
selling the
like
ones they did get for
$1,600? Yeah, exactly. Like it's if you think about it, the amount of technology that goes into it. Granted, it's a limited system. Obviously, the software on it is going to be prohibitive, but you've already got the technology in there that you compare to like a $1,600 PC with like a 3060 chip or something in there, or like a 3060 video card. That's a pretty flipping great price point. $550, $600. That's a steal.
I know. I want one. So
You're like, I'm aware. I'm trying to get the deal.
I really want one, and I can't fucking get one. I got a PlayStation 5 that I haven't turned on in 2 weeks. Like,
Where do you live again?
Dude, just trade. just go online and trade. Just post out a bunch of stuff.
I'm real close to doing that.
Just meet somebody in like a Kroger parking lot.
I'm
sure they'll take it off your hands.
Xbox Series X. Because Game Pass, man. Fucking Game Pass is incredible.
Yeah,
Halo
the thing, like,
Infinite's coming to Game Pass day one. Forza Horizon 5's coming to Game Pass day one.
it looks so good.
That's the thing. Like, if
so
you have a
good.
PC, though, if you've already got a gaming PC, what's the point in getting an Xbox?
Because I got a 2080 Ti and I can't 4K 120 hertz to my LG C10 because it doesn't have a DisplayPort cable on it.
Why don't you just give out your telephone number and email address at the same time, Dom? Jesus. What's your social, baby? Come on. Speaking of Horizon Forbidden West, not that you flipping did, Horizon Forbidden West has been delayed until 2022, February of 2022 to be exact. Horizon Zero Dawn updated to 60 FPS on PlayStation 5. There you go, Dom. There's a reason to turn it on. You want to see this a little bit crisper.
Because that game's been out for a while, but I know that's been a big issue for a lot of people, is like the frame rate locks on some of these games.
Is that why they have people just aren't finishing it? They're like, I can't beat the game. It's just the frames per second just aren't fast enough.
That was because my old computer, my old graphics card couldn't run it. That was actually the first game that I played and finished on my new tower.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun.
It's a great game. I love that game.
So I'm definitely looking forward to Forbidden West when that hits next year.
The other one, I'm loving that it's this tripod group together, this trifecta. Death Stranding's director's cut. We've talked about it before. Once again, same game, more money. Why? So
who the fuck cares about Death Stranding, man?
Yeah, next. You know who cares? Yeah, you know who cares? The cast of Walking Dead. Yeah, exactly.
Jesus. I watched this. This was the game that they ended opening night live with. They were like, Jeff Keighley's like, hey guys, we got a great thing for you. It's Death Stranding PS5 version, and I'm still in the game because Kojima and I are best friends. And now you can ride a motorcycle and you can race cars.
Oh, cool. So you can do something other than walk.
Yeah.
With a refrigerator strapped to your chest. The only game that gets more special editions and re-releases than this is Skyrim.
Yeah.
And nobody cares because Oblivion was a better game.
Yeah. Also, obviously, we've already mentioned a little bit Call of Duty Vanguard. I definitely enjoyed the little clips I see of Call of Duty Vanguard. Obviously, the controversy, it could care less. So
I get really difficult getting into World War II era shooter games.
So controversy aside, I've been a big Call of Duty fan ever since like the original Call of Duty games that were World War II and whatnot. This isn't the first time they tried to do it. I don't remember which one it was, but I don't think it was Infinity Ward. I think Treyarch was the one that did it. Was like when they went back to World War I. World at War. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Treyarch did that, but now all the studios are working together because everything runs through the Warzone engine.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem that I like, as good as the trailer for this looks, I think they're still going to run into the same problem that Treyarch did with World at War, which was now that the franchise has not only moved into like modern, but also like future war with like between, you know, Modern Warfare, Black Ops, and everything they've done with that, it's really hard to ask people to go back and use 100-year-old weapons.
Yeah.
Like World at War
really is. I'm with you.
World at War really upped the brutality to kind of like account for that, because I remember that was the first Call of Duty game where you could actually see like limbs getting blown off of people. But that's not enough, and I don't really give a shit about going back to World War II.
Yeah, I'll watch Band of Brothers again.
Yeah.
That?
Oh man, Damian Lewis is so good in that.
Like, it's always a fun time to kill Nazis.
I cry every time.
Absolutely.
When is it not a fun time to kill Nazis? Always. And then we're going to end it on a high note here. Well, hopefully. Amazon's MMO New World open beta begins in September. So New World, it looks kind of fun. I mean, it's definitely a little bit more brighter than I would probably anticipated as far as like the color palette and things like that, which is what, for me, the things that draw me to games is gameplay, the physicality of it, and then a little bit of the actual color palette of the game. If my TV can't push it, or my darkest monitor with the darkest blacks can't really let me see what's going on, and I'm constantly like in a haze of darkness, I hate that game. And it's not because it's my fault. I understand that I have the physical technology and the software is doing something different, but I'm glad it looks a little bit more bright. But
so I'm a little worried about New World because it does look good, and I want to get.
Is that why you're worried about it?
No, it's because how do they make money on this game that's free? And there's no
the same way everybody else does.
Here's the thing when it comes to MMOs, and we've seen this in the past with Ion, WildStar, all of these games that looked great, but everything fell off after a year all those games came out because there's no subscription model, so they weren't making the money that they thought they were going to make. And then there's no content that comes out, and then the game dies off, and then there's a niche crowd that plays that game still, but there's really not any development. It's games like think of like Star Wars Knights or Star Wars The Old Republic, which is not
I've still got
top
friends
tier,
playing it, yeah.
but people are still playing it, and it is a subscription-based game, so they've made that money on it, and they continue to put out consistent content updates. You know, I'm guessing New World is going to have a bunch of stuff up front. They're going to put out a roadmap. There's going to be a lot of content that keeps coming out, and they talked about it during their presentation at Gamescom. But I think after a year, that game is going to fall off because it is not subscription-based. And I think that's the problem with MMOs.
I still think there's going to be a lot of paywalled stuff.
You think so?
Yeah.
It is Amazon.
Yeah, and that's the only reason. And so it's either there's going to be paywalled stuff or there's going to be incentives to like be a Prime member or some shit.
Yeah.
And there's another part of me that like this is their first foray into it, and they know MMOs are big right now. Like they kind of faded off for a little bit, but they definitely made their way back. I think Amazon's using this as like a toe in the water kind of thing to see what they can pull off, and what they can do. And I'd be surprised if they're expecting this game to last more than like a couple of years.
Yeah,
I'm definitely on the side of Sam here, where as far as longevity, but if you'll bear with me, I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat here because
man, we got a lot of segments now. I love it.
I know. My tinfoil hat segment.
Conspiracies with Ernie.
So I'll throw this out there. All right, say you want to become, not necessarily a big game developer, but say you want to use machine learning, artificial intelligence to anticipate behavior across a massive group of people. What do? You make something that people are going to use. They're going to use it free, right? Make it entertaining enough that they're kind of stuck in a loop that you can use those loops and those predictive algorithms to potentially understand the way people talk. And maybe this is just a big giant ploy. Dustin Tin Hat here. Big giant ploy for Amazon to build something that will get people on the cycle just long enough for them to use it somewhere else. And you see this, you've heard this conspiracy before with the military having, the military's got they're watching Call of Duty for like these masterminds of military tactics, and or Flight Simulator from Microsoft, that they're going to be great jet pilots. But hear me out. They just pushed a giant flaccid object into space. Why not use something else that seems kind of unobtrusive to give you more understanding of the rest of the world? Okay. And maybe help you build something brand new.
2 quick questions.
Bunch of money.
Is that giant flaccid object Jeff Bezos?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes,
the second question. The second question is: Are
it's not
we,
that like 90-year-old woman, whoever that supposedly was in space?
Does it really count as a conspiracy to suggest that Amazon's going to be doing like serious data mining and using AWS AI on all of its
employer base? It's like we're sitting here going like, I don't know if the game's going to be good enough or not. But there's going to be a bunch of like 15-year-olds that they're all, or 12-year-olds, all they're allowed to play. And suddenly we start getting that.
I think the only company worse known for data mining is Facebook.
At least they got caught. And at least had a Senate hearing about it. But I digress. There you go. That's this week's tinfoil hat.
So what do they get out of it though? What's the long game? Your conspiracy has to have an endpoint.
Okay, sure. So here's my long game. Say you want to create from the movie, I don't know, Interstellar. you want to build Mr. Robot that walks around and has a 70% joke rating that Matthew McConaughey finds a little endearing but not necessarily annoying. You would want to farm a bunch of dialogue, a bunch of different type of people, and then you can basically just use that to build out a synthetic brain of sorts. The game itself is just a facility, right? There you go, tin hat. It's just a conduit to getting that information. And if you're Jeff Bezos and you're like, I can build a clock inside of a mountain, what do I give a shit about $100 million to make a game to just farm a bunch of people's vernacular or lexicons?
Yeah. I think as the sole resident of the dingy conspiracy corner on Terra Incognito, I gotta say yours is a lot less far-fetched than any of my usual conspiracies.
Oh, come on.
So no, I think that's good. I think yours is a lot more realistic. But the one thing I will say, you need more lizard people.
Yeah,
more lizard people.
Wow.
More black helicopters.
I know we mentioned the giant flaccid object in space, but you got to throw some lizard people in there too.
Well, Bezos is definitely a lizard person. It's, I mean, what
he does kind of look like one.
He has been replaced. He's been replaced. He's no longer the original Jeff Bezos. He went full Lex Luthor. That's now a lizard person. They can't grow hair.
That's why he had to go to space.
Yeah. So they got to swap off. He's like, every stand of life. Yeah. And then,
just drop off a new Bezos.
Swap out. Yeah, he's like, I'm so viral now. Or viral, not viral. Sounds gross. Moving right along. Now that the cat's out of the bag, that I've definitely been watching way too many conspiracy theory videos online. Hey, Dom, how did you manage this? How did you and Jedith manage to be on the same flipping video? He's got what, like 11K followers on YouTube. Yeah, pretty big name. This is awesome.
Yeah, he's a World of Warcraft streamer, and now doing Final Fantasy. He's great, and is a demon hunter. I play demon hunter main in World of Warcraft, and he's a demon hunter as well. And I've been lurking in his Discord and watching his Twitch streams for a couple of weeks now. And he's very engaging. Always, I mean, he's giving me some tips on playing the game as well as kind of my streaming setup and everything as well as I'm getting into that. And on Saturday night, I was up late. He was streaming from like 9 to midnight, and he was doing like a raffle where you could win like a Mythic plus dungeon carry with him. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'll enter that and I'll see if I won. And I won. And I was like, oh shit. Okay, cool. So now I got to put on my, my A game. I don't want to look like a scrub. Died right in the beginning of it and was like, fuck. All right. All right. We screwed up once. Let's keep
it
moving.
Up. Nobody was looking.
Shake it up.
Nobody was looking. You're good.
Held my own for the rest of it. But yeah, that first time I was like, God damn it. I can't believe I did that. But he's been great. He was awesome. And then he put out a video about Essence Break Demon Hunter. And the video that he used was from the Mythic Dungeon that I did. And I was like, oh shit, I'm in this video. So he's great. If you are into World of Warcraft at all, he's super engaging, very knowledgeable of the game. He's also streaming Final Fantasy now, which is really cool. And he's playing Paladin in Final Fantasy. And it's twitch.tv/Jedith, Jedith. He's doing
like Jedi plus Sith Jedith.
Yeah, he's doing a big subathon tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. That I'm probably going to hop in and hang out in for a little bit. So
you should definitely stream that on our channel. Just saying.
Yeah.
Jedith, if you ever want to be on the show, let us know. Obviously, you got a spot right next to Sam, but Sam comes first.